Hey everyone, Tony here. I want to talk about cards in my collection of the baseball players who were inducted in the first Baseball Hall of Fame class. The voting results were announced on February 2nd, 1936. However, the first induction ceremony did not occur until 1939 when the Baseball Hall of Fame was opened. While on Instagram today, I saw a really cool post by Nate, who goes by the Instagram handle incardboardveritas. And I'm like, wow, why haven't I made this video yet about the first inductees of the Hall of Fame? Of the 226 total ballots, each player needed at least 170 votes to surpass the 75% threshold, and only 5 of the 10 eligible players at the time were able to make it. The names of the players who didn't make it: Mickey Cochran, Rogers Hornsby, Cy Young, Tris Speaker, and Nat Lajoie were the ball players who didn't make that first class. So who made it? With 98.2% of the ballot, or on 222 votes out of 226 ballots, was Ty Cobb. I've shown this before. Hall of Fame postcard. A few of the other cards in my collection of Cobb. T206, bat on shoulder. Bat off shoulder, Old Mill T206 back. Probably his most famous T206. Here's the green portrait, Sweet Cap 150 back. And the red portrait, or in my case, orange portrait. Sweet Cap back. Last 3 Ty Cobb cards I have is 1922 E121 American Caramel. Nice clean back on this one. Great card. This picture has been used on countless Ty Cobb postcards, and probably most famous for being used on the Cracker Jack card. Here we have a 1923 Willard Chocolate TR Cobb, Tyrus Raymond Cobb. This is a Canadian issue. It came in boxes of chocolates. And the last one is a 2021 Allen & Ginter Mini Wood 101. There were 2 players tied for second with 215 votes each, which was good for 95.1% of the vote. And I have 2 cards of Babe Ruth and 1 of Honus Wagner. The first Ruth I'm going to show is the montage from the E121 set, 1922 issue. Same as the Cobb I showed earlier. This is part of the 120 series. Here's a 1933 Gaudy Red Ruth, card 149. Another great back. Here's the only Honus Wagner card I have in my collection, 1915 Cracker Jack. Flip it around and you can see the back. And it's also 12 by 16 metal pictures made up with high resolution scans. Third on the list was Christy Mathewson with 90.7% of the vote, 205 ballots out of 226. And here's my 1911 T205 Polar Bear back. Picked this card because of the excellent registration presentation. And you can even see the loose tobacco scrap mark on the back here, which is common because the Polar Bear cards were packaged with loose tobacco. Finishing off the first Hall of Fame class was Walter Johnson, 83.6% of the vote. Hard to believe. He was on 189 ballots out of 226. Here we have the 1914 Cracker Jack. Two more Walter Johnson cards. 1922 E121 American Caramel 120 series. This is from the same set as my Cobb and Ruth. The final card I'll show today, the 1940 Play Ball Walter Johnson. I always liked this card. I had it in a PSA holder, which had a higher grade, but this card was far superior in every aspect. Thanks, folks.